Hi guys, welcome to the stream this evening as we're down in Vienna and with Austrian Airlines. We're in the 737-700 and we're going to be doing a flight to Graz. We'll do a turnaround and come back to Vienna. It's only a 30-minute flight. So we've got the 737-700 with us today and it should be a really good flight. We'll go through our procedures, etc. and get the aircraft up in the air ready for our arrival, which is going to be into runway 16 centre, which we'll do in the RNAV, and we're going to be departing runway 11. So, if you like the flights and enjoy the flights, guys, don't forget to subscribe. Let's get to our 2K subscriber goal. And with that all said and done, now we can get inside the cockpit and start the aircraft up ready for our departure out of lovely Vienna. Okay, so we're in the 737-700 now. We've got the battery on just so we can see inside. So we'll go overhead, we've got the battery on and guarded, standby power is guarded, and ground power is on. We'll get our panel lights on, etc. and then we'll go through our checklist, ready to get the aircraft up in the air on our maiden flight from Vienna to Graz. So we'll get the 737 checklist up now, as we can get that ready. And then we'll go through everything. We've got our charts and everything on the arrivals and our departure, so that's all good for us today. So parking brake is set, which is checked. We go overhead now. We've got a battery which is on and guarded, standby power is guarded. We get a left pump on now for the APU, which we can switch on, which will be checked. We can put the APU gen on once we switch over. From there we put our positioning lights on, which are checked. Anti-collisions can be put on just in a little while. Our logos can be on and set. Emergency exit lights can be armed along with our chimes, and fasten seatbelts. From there we put the engine starts to both, which is checked. IRSs can now go to align, which are set. And as we quickly get ready to go, we can go and do the APU test as well. So we'll get our radio panel all on. So we'll test the fire heat, so the APU fire into the overheat detection. Go over to the left side now. You can see the overheat detection. Test the bulbs, which are checked. We can also test the cargo, which is also set, and we can test the terrain.
Slow. Pull up. Wind shear.
So we'll just set a view quickly for the radio panel.
Terrain. Terrain. Pull up. Obstacle. Obstacle. Pull up.
Okay, so
Airspeed low.
now we can go into the FMC and get our route all ready for us today. So we're going to the positioning. We've got Lima Oscar Whiskey, which we can set in. Go in and get the left GPS. Now the IRS is aligned, so we'll go in, punch that all in. We'll go into our route, which is already there for our origin, for our destination. We're coming in for Graz, which is going to be today the Lima Oscar Whiskey Golf. Okay. On our departure route, we're going to be leaving runway 11, and we're leaving out on the Rupert 1 Alpha. So there's the Rupert 1 Alpha. And from there, once we leave out, we're going to take our route, which will be to Rupert, and then from Rupert we've then got the Rupert to Mike, and it's a very quick flight. So got the Rupert to Mike. We're coming in for the RNAV for 16 centre, and we're going to be transitioning for the Whiskey Golf 822. As we can see on our charts, we can see for the arrival coming in, there's the RMP for runway 16. On our arrival we've got Rupert 9,000 feet above, and then we've got the Whiskey Golf 822. That's going to be our initial approach fix. Once we come around 7,500 feet, we get to Ronot, which will be our initial fix, and then we'll come down all the way, as we can see, max 160 for the Whiskey Golf 817, and then we'll come straight down into the runway. And for the RNAV, as we see, 7,500 from Ronot, and then 3,300 will then start that descent on the 3.5 degree glide path. So we'll make sure that we're fully configured before we start that descent down 3,300 feet, and we've got our minimums etc. all in, so we use L11 Vienna, so it'll be 1426 for 309. So should be a nice flight out today. Everything else is all set. So we go for the rest of our checklist. So transponder set to standby. We've got our speeds and everything which are all set. So we can activate that route. We'll go into our perf. Now on the perf we just need to set our weights up. So we can go to our fuel, and on our weights today we are going to be looking for a zero fuel weight is 53.7, but payload's 15.5. So we'll put in 15.5, which is set. And for our fuel we'll take 6.6. We've got extra 2.1, which will be set, so 63.8, which is in. So we'll get that all set, which will be all ready for us to go. So there's a takeoff weight and everything all there, 59.7, which is in. 6.6, we've got 2.1, which is reserves. Cost index today is going to be 55. 160, we'll go for 150. On the ISA we have got for 150, we've got 260 at 15. That's going to give us a -1. Okay, which should execute. Going on to our takeoff limit, we can take takeoff 1 and we'll go climb 1 as well. Okay. For our flap setting, we'll go flaps 5, we've got 131, 132 and a 141. We'll get our METAR in for the runway, so we've got 130 at 13. Go in and do our takeoff speeds once more, which are all there, which hasn't changed. Centre of gravity is 24.1. Okay, which is set. Verified the takeoff speeds, which are all set and checked. So from there we are all ready to go. We'll check for any discons. No discons as we come in, which is fine. So as we're going to go up, we'll probably just go up for around 12,000. So we'll just change that all back into the perf. We'll say we're going to go for 2,000. There we go. Then that'll be a lot easier for us when we start to come down. So put 12,000 in. The airport's elevation coming down is 1120. So I'll put 1200 in, which is checked. Show the APU gen now, which is also set and checked as our route is all done. Coming out the runway heading, we're also going to be taking out for runway 11, which is going to be the 111 departure. Okay, which is set. 25 degrees, which is also set. On for our takeoff, we had 141 for V2, which is also set. Initial climb clearance is 5,000. As we can see on our departure route, we're going to basically leave out the runway heading, which would be the 112 or the 111. Then we'll make that right turn to the 247, and as we can see, initial climb clearance 5,000, execute initial turns with max 205 knots at a bank angle of at least 20 degrees. So 205 will be where we go. Don't know why the auto brake's done like that. For some reason the parking brake's been acting a little bit funny. So yeah, we can go into our next part of the chat list. So transponder's set. We've got our indicated airspeed, which is going to be V2 for 141, which is set. Heading for the takeoff runway is 111, which is also checked. Go over and we've got initial altitude for 5,000 feet, which is also set. The yaw damper can now go on, which is checked. We can get all of our pumps in, which is also set. Window heat can now be turned on, which is also checked. Flight altitude 5,000. Flight altitude, sorry, 12,000 feet. We've got 1220 down on the landing altitude. Flight directors can now be turned on, which is checked. L-nav and V-nav as required, minimums ref, altimeter ref, so the altimeter down is 1013, which we can also get set now. Okay, 1013. and 1013, which is also set. So we are pretty much now all set for us to go. So we can call the tug, and we'll get the next part of our checklist all ready and done. Okay, so tug's now going to drive up, so we'll do the before start checklist. We've got the auto throttle, which is armed and checked, left, centre, right, fuel pumps which are on, we've got left and right pumps which are on, centres are on 0, which is set. Electric hydraulic pumps can now go on, which is checked. Anti-collision light can now go on, which is set. Parking brake set, ground equipment removed, and engine area is clear. So we can get everything removed now. And the door should be closed or locked. Okay, which is all set for us now to leave out and get ready to depart lovely Vienna. So we'll be leaving out onto the 247 once we pass the Whiskey 100, and then we'll be heading up past 5,000.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect, set, parking brake.
Okay, parking brake is set. So put 110.4. Should be the Vienna VOR. Okay, which is set. Okay, so we'll now get ready for our engine start checklist. So secondary display unit is engine, which is set. Packs can now be turned off.
Now connected and bypass pin inserted, release parking brake.
Off and get the trim air on. Isolation valve is open, so we can release the parking brake.
Starting pushback, and you may start the engines.
Okay, so got the pack switch are off, so we can go for engine number 1. So as you can see, start valve is open, N2 is increasing, all pressure will come to life, and then 25% N2 will inject fuel. Okay, so as we're just waiting now, engine number 1 has now come over, which is set. So we go for engine number 2. So you can see start valves open, N2 is increasing, all pressure will come to life, and then 25% N2 will then inject the fuel.
Operation complete. Please set parking brake. Bye.
Okay, so as the tug now gets ready to take us off before taxi checklist, so we've got generators 1 and 2 which can go switched over, which are checked. We'll go over to Gen 1, which is also set. Propees can now go on, which are checked. Wing anti-ice, which can stay off. Packs can go back to auto. Isolation valve can come back to auto. The engine bleeds can now go on with the APU bleed, which can now go off. And we've got APU, which is set. Engine start switches can now go to continuous, which are also set and checked. Elevator trim, which will also get full takeoff, which is 4.53. Okay, which is also set and checked. Flight controls free and correct. So we'll get the yoke back in now.
Tower is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. I'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Okay, so the flight controls are free and correct. We go down for our flaps 5, which is set recall, which is clear. Low display unit can now go on, which is set, and we're all ready for taxi. So we can turn the taxi lights on as we now bring the control column over and get ready for our takeoff out of lovely Vienna. So on for our taxi, we are going to basically taxi on down Mike, and once we get down to the end, we'll come onto the Alpha 12, so we can take all the runway out, and we'll get ready to go. So, can release parking brake, and we'll power on up to runway 11. So I thought we'd try out the 737-700 as I haven't flown it in so long. It would be nice to take it back out today. So put the TA on for the transponder, and we can get our terrain on as well. As we're going to come right out off of Mike. Got 141 for V2. So as we come out, you can see we're going to basically just slip along to the right.
If you have trouble finding a location for any of your carry-on items, please use the flight attendant call button over your seat and somebody will assist you. After you put your carry-on items in the overhead bin and it is full, make sure you close it as a courtesy to other passengers. Also be sure that the aisle is clear and sit down so that way other passengers can get by you. If you are seated in an emergency exit row, please review the exit seating responsibilities
So we'll take the next left and then take a right onto Mike.
Please make sure that you are able and willing to perform these actions. If you're not, please let a flight attendant know so that way you can be received. Feel free to use your cell phones during the rest of the boarding process, but we do ask that laptops, tablets, and any other larger electronic devices are stowed once we depart from the gate. Thank you and welcome aboard. We're still sorting out some baggage issues. I don't expect it to take too long.
So we're going to make this a left-hand turn now.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard flight 754. Our flight time will be roughly 32 minutes. Now that the cabin door is closed, please make sure that all devices are in airplane mode and your large devices are now shut down and stowed. Please fasten your seatbelt and make sure that all tray tables and seat backs are in a full upright and locked position for departure. Cabin crew, secure doors for departure.
Okay, so we'll swing on to Mike now.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your complete attention to the flight attendants as they demonstrate the safety features of our aircraft. You will notice a light illuminated above your seat. When this light is illuminated, please wrap the straps around your waist and buckle at the front. Pull the straps tight. To inflate the vest, pull firmly on the red cord only when exiting the aircraft. If your life vest does not inflate automatically, blow into the mouthpieces or manual flotation device. Once again, all devices must be in airplane mode and your larger devices must be turned off and stowed at this
time. Take the Alpha 12, which will be
Please securely stow your personal items. Make sure your seatbelts are fastened and seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position. We remind you that this is a non-smoking flight. Tampering with, disabling, or destroying the smoke detectors located in the lavatories is prohibited by law. All of this information can be found in the safety card located in the seat back in front of you. Please read it and let a cabin member know if you have any questions. Thank you for flying with us again, and we hope you enjoy your flight.
So cabin crew's ready now for our departure.
Please note the cabin lights will be dimmed for departure and landing. If you require additional lighting, there is a reading light on the panel above you.
So there's the Alpha 12 for runway 11. So let's just pass over the hold now. And get our strobes on and everything. So strobes are set. Wait tunnels can be set. Taxis can be turned off now. Okay, so we're going to line up now for runway 11. Okay, which is all set for us here. So we'll just stop. So we'll get our before takeoff checklist. So we've got parking brake which is set, fuel flow, center pumps are off, de-ice is off, cabin lights are checked, flight instruments are checked. We've got a 111 which is set on all the courses And now heading for the runway, we're going to leave out, take a right turn onto 247. Our initial is 5,000 feet, which is set. We've got V1 and rotate, which is in for 131 and 132. We've got 141 for V2. And then once we come out, nav equipment is set, so we can put the TCAS and everything on. We've got the transponder, which is set to TRA, auto brake is set to RTO, and we are all set to go. So turn on our landing lights, which are also set and checked, so we're all ready to go. Parking brake is released. Can now spool up to 40%. We're going to be coming out on head and select, and we have it on our pre-armed. So there's 40%, which is checked, and token. Full pressure on the yoke. Airspeed line.
80 knots.
Check. Front hold. 100 knots.
V1, rotate.
Rotate.
Positive read.
You're up. Check. LOWW is now engaged. Auto brake can be turned off along with our gear, which is off. Coming down onto V2 speed, we can bug up to 205, which is
1,000.
1,000 max. We're going to our takeoff, and then once we climb off, we'll go into our climb speed. So, coming out now, going to flaps 1. Coming up at 2,000. As we get ready to go onto the 247. Okay, which is set. Let's just lift up now to stay with our flaps up speed. As we're going to take that right hand turn, so flaps can now come up. As we now climb to hold. VNAV can now be engaged, but we'll wait just until we make this procedure turn. So we go to that right turn for the 247. So as we come in now, just creeping above 205, so we'll just lift up and get a bit of trimming. Jazz got a lot of power, it's still
1,000 to go.
700. There's climb 1 in, then we'll come down to 205. Could have checked the thrust reduction as we come out. So 5,000, we can now go up to 12.5. Okay, which is set, we're on altitude.
1,000 to go.
Holding 205 as we make our way up to 12,000. On our way up, just scheming through, there's our top of climb as we are going to be there very quick, so we can go onto our climb out checklist, which we just get up now. As we come in now near to 10,000 feet as we rocket up like a rocket. So after takeoff checklist, positive climb gear is up and off, auto brake which is off and checked.
Now turn on your larger portable
Runway
electronic
turn-offs can now
devices.
go off, which
As
are
a reminder,
set.
please belt fasten while
runway
you're
turn-offs
seated
on.
and do not congregate in the galley
Just
or
set.
near the
Landing
laboratory.
lights can now
This
be turned off.
aircraft is equipped with
And
onboard
it starts
Wi-Fi.
and we
If
turn
you
off
wish
as
to
well.
connect to the
Which is
Wi-Fi,
also
you'll
set.
be directed to a page to pay a small fee for internet access.
Okay, pass it
We
over
offer
now,
complimentary
Age back
in-flight
up to
communication
standard.
to our partners. Connect to the
Which is
Wi-Fi
set.
and you'll be able to access our wide range of
Let's
free
just
live
come back onto the
communication
247.
libraries.
So there we are now, coming up for
1,000 to go.
11,000 feet, 11,000 and 1,000 to go. So CMDA is here.
Flight terminal turned off the fasten at time.
So
You can now
final
set up a
check
group about the cabin.
CMDA,
However,
which
we
is
ask
engaged,
that
which
you
is
use
checked.
seatbelt fasten.
Items is set to standard, which is 299 to 1213, which is also set. Below 10,000 feet is 250, which is checked.
96.
As this is a shorter flight, you will not be able to offer a flight
fasten
service.
seatbelts
Please
on.
let us know if there's
You
anything
can
to
do.
make your flight more enjoyable and we will assist you.
I'm going to stay for 205 as we are over 10,000 now. I'm going to go up to 250, which you can probably say no restrictions. So Whiskey 172, which is going to be just over, you can basically see 294. Stay for 250 now, just get to Whiskey 172, and then literally 26 miles we get to Ripple will be the start of our arrival. So we'll just speed up, just to help things along, so we'll get there just a little bit quicker today. So it's now 250, you can see that we're not that far from Rupert. As we get ready to come in on our arrival charts, we can see coming in from Rupert we need to be 9,000 above, and then 7,500 above, 6,500 above, and then 5,000 once we get to Pivot we're not going to take, we're going to cut off from Whiskey Golf for 2-2. Swing on to the 254, one will be our initial fix, come down to the 164, which will be ready for us to come down onto the runway, which is going to be 164. Awesome. So as we get ready to go on to the Whiskey 172, which is the 13, and we're going on to the 246. From there we'll take Rupert for the 196. So what we can do, guys, is as we are now all set, we're going to takeoff cinematics, and then once we get back we'll get ready for our arrival to come in for lovely Graz onto the RNAV for the 16 centre. So I'll see you guys in just a sec. Hi guys, welcome back to the flight deck, as we are going to now make our left turn onto the 196 as we get ready to come in for lovely Graz for the RNAV 16 centre. You see we've got the RNAV all in, etc. ready for us to go today. We'll get the glide slope on so we don't activate the EM, as we don't want the EM. Just wanted to do the actual RNAV with the LOWW VNAV. So it's made our left hand turn onto the 196. Can get ready to go, so we'll start to lower our MCP altitude, put that to 7,005, which will start the initial descent. Once we start coming down, we need to be 7,500 above until we follow it all the way. So the Whiskey Golf for 822, which we're checking on our legs, 9,000 above, 7,500 above, so we are all set to go there, and we are all ready to come in. As you can see, Rupert is next.
then we've got Whiskey Golf 822. Then we'll start to make all of our descents in, currently 73 nautical miles away, so we're going to get the aircraft all configured and ready to go as we come in. Onto our left-hand turn on the 196 as we get some lovely views onto our arrival today, coming into lovely Graz. So temperature now is 5, so we'll bring our TIS which can go on, which is checked. We'll go in and get everything all updated and get the forecast in as well. So all for our winds when we do come down for descent, we only need to put in a flight level 150. Actually put it 200. Got 150 and 100. Which is set. Winds coming down, we've got 27202 at 0. Which is set. 273015. Okay, which is also set. And we've got 260 at 010. Okay, which is also set. We execute that off so that Vienna has everything to go by. And then we can get ready and sorted, ready for us to come in. So we are going to cut around, as you can see, and then as we go onto our plan, we'll come down and see that from Rupert, we're then going to go to the Whiskey Golf Bravo 22, we're going to follow it around. So what we need to do is, we need to take the Whiskey Golf 251, so let's see, pivot out. Straight after, and then that should be us right good to go. So just doing a few little calculations, and now that is our arrival in. So we're going to come straight down off the Whiskey Golf 815 from Ronner, our initial fix, which takes us down onto 165. We're coming in on the 168 as we get ready to come in. Got some lovely clouds in the area as we get ready to come down today. So just coming in, got a roof at 9,000 above. 12,000 we're still staying at before we get ready for that descent down into Graz. We've got lovely views as we get ready to descend. Minimums we can also check down. So let's move the controls. We can now get our minimums and everything nice and quick. So we've got Cat C, LMV now 1426 for 309. There's our top of descent as we get ready to come down, so we've got that down to 5,000, which is also set. Now we're going to start to slow the aircraft down as well. There's the decel as we come in, so let the aircraft do what it's got to do as we come down. We can open the speed window if we really need to as well. So coming down onto the runway, we've got the RNAV, which we are coming down, so we haven't got no ILS, etc. Run on its initial fix, 7,500. We now speed up to now make that right hand turn, which is now going to take us onto the 228. As we've got QNH, QNH is 1014, okay, which is set. And cross checked. For our landing, we get our weights for the fuel, so because we use the 700, it has that. So we make that turn now. Now we're going to start to descend. So we've got our decel here, and as we go into the descent, target speed and 240.
Ladies and gentlemen, the flight crew has turned on the fastest seatbelt sign. Please return to your seats and fasten your seatbelt.
So we're going to put speed brakes now. We'll start to come down, we're going to the descent. We want to follow the path still of the Vienna profile.
We have begun our final descent into your destination. Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin to collect any trash one final time. Please ensure
So
that
as we descend down to 240 on that speed, we can go
Please
to
also
our
store
descent
any carry-on
checklist.
items either in the seat back pocket or under the seat in front of you.
So 80's
Please
report,
complete all
which
Wi-Fi
we've got
related
80's
tasks
right
and
in,
stow any
80's
larger
down
electronics.
is 14007, fuel clouds at 7,000, temperature's 28. Engine anti-ice is now off, passing through 10,000 feet. Now get our landing lights on, which are set and checked. Engine start switches can be continuous. Altimeter set for 1014, the radios are set. As we've got in, I've got the RNAV already set for us to come in today. As we're coming from the airport, as we've got it right there. So the airport, everything is all configured for us to come in. So, as we pass through 10,000 feet, currently descending down, FMC speeds kicking in now, 16 degrees outside, de-ice is off, landing altitude is set for 120, which is at 1220. Radio altimeter, so for the barrow we've got 1426 for a 309, which is also set. Auto brake, we're going to set auto brake number 2. And altimeter passing transition altitude. So the transition up here in Vienna is going to be for 10,000. So passing 10,000 now. Now switch the QNHs back over as we get ready to come down into the airport. From Ronna, which is going to be our initial fix, 7,500 feet. And then we follow it all the way down to the runway. So, on for our speeds, we can get 5.3, which is 0.2, so 58.4, which is set, flaps 3140, plus 5 it, which will then give us in for our 145. Okay, so go down now, so flaps up. 7,500 above. As we start that descent down, you can see down we are going to start the descent from 7,500 to 3,003. So we'll put 3,003 in now. As we descend down, getting ready to go on the approach, 7,500 above, onto that left turn, which will be now 168, which is set. 168, which is also confirmed. As we come down now, set flaps 1, which is set. Close speed window off now. So, as with flaps 5, as we're going to come down that steep descent now. So, under 250 we can open up the flaps, which are all set for us. Speed brakes is armed. I'm currently coming down on flaps 5, so it is a pretty steep one today. As we come down, ready now on for the approach checklist. We've got the altimeter, which is set for 1014, which is set. Localizer frequency, well, we've got the courses in, which is for the 168, which is set. As we slowly start coming down now through 7,000 feet, with flaps 5, which is engaged. Set flaps 15, gear down as we get closer down near to the airport. As you see, we've got the airport in sight. It's currently coming down with the LOWW and VNAV. So if we turned off the glide slope, everything would all be there for us if we were just going to activate the Ian. As we're not going to activate the Ian today, we're going to run it straight off of the LOWW and VNAV. So we're slowing down to a flaps 5. 3,300 feet, we'll make sure that we are fully configured when we do start to come down, which will then get us fully prepared for the descent, which is 3.5 degrees along the glide path. We're coming in 145, which is going to give us around 900 feet per minute on 3.5 degree, 3,300 Whiskey Golf 817, which we can see, the Whiskey Golf 817, which is right here, which is set. So that is where we are going to start our descent down onto the 3.5 degree glide path. So from there we can get our runway turn-offs and everything ready for landing once we do come down. Flaps 5 is engaged, as we are still currently out from the airport, currently just around 10 miles out. So from 11 miles out, we'll start to configure the aircraft ready for landing. Passing through 5003, also brake set for number 2, which is checked, coming down in LOWW and Vienna. Currently got the 165, which is in, which we can adjust. Okay, which is set. So we've got 164, which is set. Okay, which is also set and checked. Passing through 4009 now.
2500.
2500 checked. 5 miles out. So we'll go flaps 15, gear down. VNAV will take care of the speeds for the flap settings as we lower our flap settings. There's 4007, got 3003. So once we approach near to the fix for us to start our descent, which is the Whiskey 817, the Whiskey Golf, that's where we're going to basically start our 3.5 degree descent. So we'll get the aircraft fully configured at that point, ready for us to come. So we've got flaps 15, which is geared down, speed brakes armed, engine start switches are continuous, which are checked. As we're now making our way, it should be around 2 miles out from the Whiskey Golf 817.
1,000 to go.
1,000 to go, so we'll drop into a flaps 30, so we've got our landing rev set, coming down to our minimums, which is 1426, so coming down to 1,500. Missed approach point at runway 16 centre, so as we are coming down now, we are fully configured, just about to pass the Whiskey Golf 817, where we're then going to start our 3.5 degree descent down onto the runway. So it's 3.6, 145 set on our revs. So we're going to set a 3.5 degree descent now. Okay, so there we go. Throttle back. So for our landing checklist, we've got go around altitude south, we've got runway tunnels which can now go on, which are set and checked. Landing gears down and autopilot as required. So as we get all ready now, we are ready to disconnect. We can have some manual fun, fire down onto the puppies. So what we can do is we can disconnect the autopilot and disconnect the auto throttle, and now I have control of the aircraft. So flying visually now. Come back down to 145, get the 2 red, 2 white.
1,000.
1,000 feet
check.
stabilized, Mr. Perch altitude set.
Coming down for around 900 feet per minute.
30, 20, 10.
Some brakes are up. And reverses are into. Pressure on the car. Check, that's fully stowed. Okay, buzzing down through 60 pounds on to brake. And there we are guys, down in Graz, so get to brake disarm now.
Delta. You can now use your mobile devices to remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Remember to use caution when opening the final destination.
Okay, so we're going to make a turnaround
If you're
now.
making a connection, we encourage you to check your
Check the speed
itinerary
brakes.
to ensure a smooth continuation
So
of your
brake
journey.
is off. And we'll now make this left-hand turn to turn around and come back in for the stand. Then we'll do a turn around, we'll come back in. So we'll retract all of our flaps now. Okay, so it takes to go to stand now. Go max 50 knots. By the time we get up to the turn off, then we can get the APU started for us ready to turn around. Turn off the taxiway. So coming back out now as we get ready to just come down off the taxiway and get the aircraft all nice and configured. So until the landing lights off, runway turn-offs can go on, taxi can go on, the engine starts to off, the strobe to steady, logo can now go off, we can get the APU up and running, ready for the turnaround, and we're ready to go into the stand. So we'll get parked up and then we'll get ourselves turned around and ready to go. So flight directors can be turned off now. Just set. so we'll just park her up here. We'll put the parking brake on now. We can go over here, get the APU switched over. The APU gen is off. The engine bleeds can go off now. We can turn the isolation. Actually, we can leave the packs on and everything, as it's all good. The isolation valve can go to open, which is checked, and we can now let the passengers all off and disembark. So, get the doors open. If we can. Oh yeah, we'll shut down the engines. There we go. Okay guys, so I'll leave you with the landing cinematics now, and then when we come back we'll take our return flight back to lovely Vienna. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you when we get back ready for our departure back.